9 sports facts from TodayIFoundOut.com. Number 1. About 5% of all association football, soccer injuries occur during celebrations after scoring a goal. Number 2. Former Major League Baseball player Benji Molina was one of the slowest base runners in baseball during his career, so slow that he once hit a home run that he never scored on, with a pinch runner put in after Molina made it to first base. What happened was Molina hit a home run that was initially ruled a single, and a pitch runner, Emmanuel Burris, was put in. However, Bruce Bochy challenged the call and it was ultimately ruled a home run, but because the pinch runner had already been put in, the umpires ruled that Molina could not go back out to complete the home run trot. So Burris, not Molina, was given credit for scoring the run, while Molina was credited with hitting the home run. This makes Benji Molina the only player in the MLB history to hit a home run and not score on it. Number 3. Tug-of-War was an Olympic event until after the 1920 Olympics. Multiple teams from countries were allowed, which is how the US won bronze, silver, and gold in 1904. Britain did the same thing in 1908. Number 4. In 1996, when Pete Sampras played Alex Correia in the US Open, he had a bit of a stomach bug. He actually threw up on the baseline during the 5th set. One of the referees warned Pete Sampras that he would be disqualified if he caused another delay. Sampras pulled himself together and was not only able to finish the match, but he came out victorious. Number 5. Henry Chadwick, the creator of the baseball box score, was the first to set up a demonstration proving that the rotation of a baseball could cause the ball to curve. Before this, some pitchers had already observed this and used it to their advantage, even though many of the day considered it cheating. But no one had yet proved that it was actually happening, and not just in the pitchers' heads or an optical illusion. To prove it, Chadwick set up 2 stakes placed 20 feet apart in a line between the pitcher and the batter's box. A pitcher, Fred Goldsmith, then threw a ball which ended up being to the right of the first stake, but then curved to end up to the left of the second stake. Number 6. Chadwick chose the K to denote a strikeout in baseball box score because it was the last letter in struck, as in struck out. Chadwick often liked to use the last letter of words instead of the first, particularly when he felt like they were more memorable. In this particular case, Chadwick said, "The letter K in struck is easier to remember in connection with the word than S." Number 7. Super Bowl and Super Sunday are trademarked by the NFL. As a result of this, any advertisement, event, promotion, etc. that wants to refer to the Super Bowl has to come up with some colloquialism or be granted rights to do so by the NFL, which rarely happens. For the Super Bowl, the most popular colloquialism is the big game. Once this became common, the NFL tried, unsuccessfully, to trademark the big game. Number 8. Soccer balls were originally painted with the now classic black and white checkered look in order to make them more visible on black and white TV during the 1970 FIFA World Cup. Naturally, people wanted to buy balls that looked like those the professionals used on TV, and thus everybody bought the black and white checkered soccer ball instead of the previous traditional solid color ball. Number 9. Mickey Rook, most recently known for his parts in Iron Man 2 and The Expendables, shocked Hollywood back in the early 90s when he decided to quit acting and become a professional boxer. Rook intended to fight until he got a title shot, but after 3 years and a series of serious injuries, he decided to quit. However, he did manage to retire undefeated with 6 wins and 2 draws, joining an elite club of boxers who retired undefeated, such as the great Rocky Marciano and arguably the greatest super middleweight boxer of all time, Joe Calzaghe. So I really hope you liked that video, and if you did like it, click like below and leave us a comment to let us know what you think. And also check out a couple of our other videos, which are linked to on the screen now, and don't forget to subscribe for brand new videos every day. Thanks for watching.